like I say, much of the things of the past, like working with the Indians, working with the Chinese, working with the Japanese, I actually was the one who worked with them and did all the things. I was the one that was like, okay, you're gonna be like this, okay, and you're gonna be like that, and you're gonna be like that. And I actually threaded through everything and worked it all out between all the different groups. Before the laws, before the Constitution, before everything, I worked it out with all the different groups, and I was like, okay, you have my assurances. That's going to be like this. As creator, as Lucifer, as president, as owner of the world, we're going to do it like this, so you're going to be okay. And we're going to set up things a certain way and get everything done. I did all that stuff. And then I just had my people doing it. I was like, okay, and you're going to do that, and you're going to do that. And then anyway, though, everything was fine. And then we come along to a point where Nixon or Kennedy or one of the families is like, we own the president, we own the TV, we own the news, we own the radios. It's our way. Like I said, Nixon or somebody threatened Japan that if that city in Japan didn't put out goods and produce goods for America, that they were going to firebomb them. So there are all kinds of clothes that were actually being built or done, sewn in Japan. And when the Japanese, or when they were done, the Japanese knew about the threats, they just simply bombed it. Killed them all. They didn't realize that they didn't tell anyone, and there were over 1,000 American citizens in Japan at the time, as well as German and Russian. They killed like 2,500 Russians, 1,500 Americans, not to mention all the Japanese that happened to be in that city. All those families want to know where the hell they're. I know my son is in Japan. He was in Japan before the firebombing. Had just left, been there 2 days. The American president between 1920 and 1940 killed 1,000 American citizens. That's what Nixon was saying. I'm not going down for this. Kennedy, the most loved, like he might as well have just told all the actresses, well, if you don't suck my dick, we're going to firebomb you. That's what they did to Japan. My American bombers bombed Europe until they finally had anti-aircraft. And then they shot down so many bombers that America gave up. Truth was, America didn't win the war. America started the war. They were threatening Germany beforehand. They were threatening Japan beforehand. They threatened the whole world. You don't make goods for us, we'll bomb you. That's what Carter and Nixon and Kennedy were doing. And they knew I would know. They knew that they couldn't cover it up. They knew I'd know about the films and about the reporters they killed. They knew I'd know about all that stuff. I'm the creator of humanity. Lucifer, the president of the White Star Alliance and America. I know these things. Even if they cover it up for the future, I would find out. Like I said, I know that the pictures of Japan that were bombed after the firebombing, those weren't American planes that took those pictures. America never knew about that. America didn't know about the firebombing before the war. They firebombed without telling the Japanese that they're going to be firebombed. They killed over 1,000. They actually killed like 150, 250,000 people in that one town. And that was Carter or Nixon or Jackson or one of the presidents. What's his name? Between 1920 and 1940. It actually happened in 1920 or 1925 is when they actually firebombed Japan. You can tell from the photos what year. Anyway, America said they never firebombed Japan. They said the British government, the ATAR, whatever, the British Air Force actually had done it. Anyway, it's my aircraft carrier. Anyway, I don't know exactly how they did it exactly, but anyway, it's all in the Pentagon. That's another thing. Germany's records, Japan's records, China's records, they're all in the Pentagon. Nobody else knows that but me. It's White Star Line headquarters. Not really a star, more like a pentagon shape. Anyway, as leader of the planet and the Earth and other planets and also the creator of humanity and all this other stuff, I know the line of succession and how it all works. I'm the inventor of the steam engine and the aircraft. I know about how my steamships were around the world long before the aircraft. And before that, they were using tanks to threaten people. Do what we say or else. Gatling guns. The whole world was scared of America. And it wasn't really the American whatever, it was Nixon. He had a clothing line. Nobody knows he had a clothing line. So did Carter. They like shared their own little pieces of everything. Blood red suits. The only reason why they were able to get away with any of it, though, was because the people kind of thought maybe they were doing it for the creator, for me. Anyway, horrible, horrible people. Money doesn't make clothes. Threatening people with guns apparently does. Like I say, the British actually did it right. So did Germany. But America wanted the fast, quick way. They wanted to look good. Realistically, America was actually riding on over 1,000 years of me being the president and leader of the country and the world. But without me, they couldn't get everyone to act right, and I was supposed to be doing whistle-stop train tours on my trains. An inventor actually invented balloons for me. Different color balloons. But I never got them. It was a lie that Nixon and Kennedy and the others did. Once they got the president, see, they would never let it up. And if that kid comes around, shoot him. Take him out back and shoot him. If I'd ever approached the White House, I would have been killed. How nice. Killing the creator of humanity. America was a sick dog from day one. I wasn't. But America was. The fake presidency. When what's-her-name says that the White House was made by slaves, what she actually means is how the rest of the world was being held slaves. There's black people in Africa that know very well about the mines. They thought it was the British. It wasn't the British. It was the Americans. It was America. The British didn't want to tell them that America would just shoot down the line and kill the people in the mines. The Germans found out about the reality more than anyone else. Anyway, it's pretty horrible. I ordered investigations, but of course Kennedy and Nixon and the others blocked me. The truth of the Trump presidency. Murderers, killers, rapists. Like I say, Kennedy would just look at the TV and say, I want to fuck that actress. And that actress, upon threat of losing her job and any money and going to jail, she would have sex with him. That's how he did it. Covered up. I never got to hear from those actresses. And most of them are dead. Usually I suggested they just pay the actresses a lot of money. It was better than threatening them with death in jail. I said, most girls will do whatever for large sums of money. And I would even talk to the girls. I'd be like, look, they're going to kill you if you don't have sex with them and take their money. They're going to put you in jail. They're going to kill your family. It was honest truth. They killed a whole city in China or Japan just for clothes.